Here we are down at Portway again. We're halfway through the season, so we thought we'd have a quick catch up with James and Tom to look at how it's going, and then maybe a little bit of a look forward into the second half of the season. So when we last sat down in October, we just come off 5 wins from 5, James. Since then, there's been ebbs and flows and stuff like that because it's how the season goes. But see, on Saturday came good again with the 36-0 win. Would it be fair to say we're trending the right way now going into the second half?
I think so, yeah. I think if anyone said to us the halfway point, you'll be top of the league. I think 8 points at the moment, clear, albeit Rugby Welsh have a game in hand, but you're top of the league by 8 points. I think third place are in 15 points or so behind. If somebody said that at the beginning of the season, I'd snap their hand off. I think we haven't played perfectly in all the games we play, but we've come away and we've got some good wins, and I think Saturday's performance kind of emphasised what we've been doing and how we've been playing and training, and all that kind of build up and effort really kind of just paid off really, and it was nice to do going into the halfway point.
Yeah, and I suppose with that increasing standards and stuff like that as we go in and stuff like that, I suppose that pattern, Tom, is indicative of a team that's going forward, like with new setup and people buying in as time goes on.
Yeah, look, I think the pattern, the foundations are starting to pay off. Again, opportunities to work on, but I think when we gain that structure, we're effective. The boys are starting to take control. There's some lads that were probably a bit quiet the first few games that have really started to take the A for getting into the relevant positions. Sort of set pieces getting a little bit stronger, which is good. Game management wise, the boys are starting to manage games a lot more effectively. So I think, it gives us a good precedence for second half of the season. Weather's going to get worse, pitches are going to get heavier, so we're going to have to manage games as we kind of go through the January and February period. But yeah, look, I think structure-wise we're happy. We've locked in what we need to do. It means we can probably sort of evolve and move into some new things in the new year. But certainly at the moment, yeah, not too shabby to say the least.
No, and I mean describing a process and stuff, and that kind of goes with the mantra that you've been using a lot more now and stuff. It's been part of the journey and stuff. So what does that mean to you? What you're trying to?
Yeah, I think day one we spoke about a journey. We spoke about how this is going to be a journey. It's not about short term. Those first 4 or 5 games of the season. It's not going to be about that. It's going to be about that long term and the long term ambition of the club. Everyone knows what Bees are, where they've been, who they've been, and where they are today. And I think we spoke to the lads about being part of this journey that we're on, and ultimately just seeing where it takes us. There's no real pressure on us to do a lot this year. I think you have a look at our halfbacks, who are both 20 years old and growing game on game and commanding games that they have, and the average age of the side is probably 22, 23, and no offence to some of the older guys, but they probably drag that up significantly. So I think we're going in the right direction, and it is a journey. Regardless of what happens at the end of this season, it's only the first step on that.
Yeah. And I suppose, Tom, then as well, part of that journey is us trying to get a second team, the Hornets, for us, and more consistently, because we've had a few fixtures now since we last spoke. So what do you think that looks like now, hopefully towards the end of this season and definitely into next season?
Yeah, look, I think New Year wise, we probably want to have an ambition of probably a game a month, sort of looking to the back end. A few injuries are returning in the New Year, which naturally brings numbers up, so again, that's always positive. Longer term next year, look, I think we want to get a team out every week, look at probably anything in a merit league, stuff like that, start to get that competition sort of for the boys. I think, when we've been at our most positive, we've had depth, we've had competition, we've had to have selection sort of conversations when we've had 2 or 3 boys pushing for a shirt. But yeah, I think the couple of games we've played, the lads have really fed back, they've enjoyed it, there seems to be a good buzz around it, and look, at the end of the day, boys want to play rugby, so we need to give them that sort of foundation to sort of play on a Saturday afternoon. But yeah, I think New Year wise, let's get some more boys down. Anybody fancies a trundle, get the boots out, sort of get the Christmas blues out the way. But yeah, certainly positive, looking forward.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good to see some new faces as well to really bolster that as well. So to continue to look at the future, James, what does the second half of the season look like? Be that performance or result based?
I think I think naturally, like if we perform as we can do, and we've demonstrated that in the last 2 games against Pershore and Rugby Welsh, if we perform as we can do, the results will take care of themselves. Like we say it every week to the lads, we're not bothered about the results. It's the performance. You know, the amount of work that people do behind the scenes at this club, the amount of people that, you know, ensure that the lads can just turn up on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday and play rugby. You know, the support that we get. I don't know many clubs at this level that will get 150 to 200 people watch them at home games on a Saturday afternoon. So as a minimum, we perform for those, and if we do that and we play to our potential, then the results will take care of themselves eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose then, Tom, to finish, it'd be to have a quick look forward to Saturday's game against Bedworth. What are your thoughts looking into that?
It's going to be tough, isn't it? Look, you know, we played them at our place start of the season. I think we scored a couple of tries in probably the last 5-10 minutes to sort of gain the win. You know, they're not shabby. They've had some decent results themselves. You know, they're playing at home. You know, probably maybe one of their last home games before Christmas. So they're going to want to put in performance for their supporters. So we need to go there. You know, I think our challenge now is, you know, James has mentioned, you know, we've had 2 really good performances, but how do we sort of maintain that standard? So yeah, look, I think the boys need to be focused. Big session Thursday. We'll run into Saturday again, and I think, look, if we can perform how we need to, we'll come away with the victory we're looking for. Positive 2 weeks before Christmas, and then yeah, we'll reset, go again in the new year. But I think from our perspective, relatively happy. Yeah, let's keep going, and yeah, keep putting smiles on people's faces.
Yeah, so all positives to look forward to. So can't wait to kick that off against Bedworth on Saturday.